out the affection of a wealthier man. Alright guys, go ahead and get cozy, get a snack, get something to drink. In this series, we're going to go ahead and talk about 3 different spooks. So in this one, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the story of Llorona, and in the meantime, you'll kind of be seeing me go ahead and sketch out the final design of my print that I'll be making. So to start with, the story of Llorona, there's a lot of different versions, a lot of different ways that they describe her or the things that she did. My guess is it varies because of the region. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the story that I most commonly have heard and the one that I know. So in the story, there's this woman and she essentially was like seeking out the affection of a wealthier man. She's seen how like lavish he was living and how nice his like everything he had was. So she was seeking him out. Eventually they got together, they had children together, and she starts to notice that he's kind of like not really paying attention to her as much. He's kind of not being as affectionate as he once was. However, he is being affectionate with his children. And she kind of starts to get the feeling that he's kind of messing around on her. And so essentially she is kind of like looking to see what he's doing one day, and she finds him with another woman. She confronts him and he lets her know that yes, he is, and that he's planning on leaving her and that he's going to take his children with him as well. And she's not happy about this, obviously, and she's very distraught, she's very emotional, and so unfortunately she decides to take her children with her to the riverbank, and she unalives them. And as soon as she does, she regrets it. She's wailing and crying, which is where she gets her name, the Wailing Lady, or Llorona. And so she's instantly regretting it, trying to bring them back. And she then herself tries to unalive herself, but she's like unable to pass into the afterlife because of what she did. And so she's kind of stuck in like this purgatory where she is constantly looking for her children. Like the only way for her to get into the afterlife is to find them. So where this story kind of comes into play for, I feel like, a lot of children who come from Spanish or Mexican descent is our mothers used to tell us the stories as a way to kind of keep us to behaving or not to like wander off by ourselves or anything like that, in fear that Llorona would come out and get us. It's usually told like she comes after like lost children or wandering children or children who are misbehaving. Like I said, it kind of varies from region to region depending on like who's telling you this story. So like my mother, she used to tell us, because we lived pretty close to a river actually, and we like to go wander around, and as a way to try and get us to not wander around there because there were snakes and things like that, but we love to catch them and just pretty much play there. But obviously, since we were kids, it's not very safe for us to be out there, so she would tell us the story of Llorona to try and keep us from like wandering off and trying to find it. And honestly, that's kind of what gave me the idea for this print, is because my siblings and I, instead of being scared or like worried about it, and it instead like intrigued us more and it made us more interested in trying to go over there and see if we could find her. So I mean, we would kind of get like a little bit of things together, little snacks or whatever it was, or like a little stick or something, and we would go out there and try and find her, or any of the other little spooky things that we would hear about, which I find so interesting. They use it as like a way to kind of scare kids into behaving, and instead it kind of just encouraged us to go and look for it some more. So I'm pretty sure it's like a universal thing that our mothers tell us, like stories and ways for us to relate to kind of like keep us from doing things or misbehaving. So if you come from like a different background or culture, go ahead and let me know in the comments what stories your mother used to tell you. I would love to hear and learn all about them. So really, that's going to be it for this story on Llorona. If you've heard a different version, go ahead and let me know as well in the comments. I would like to hear about that as well. Like I said, I know it varies from region to region, so I'm always interested in learning more. But yeah, I hope you guys like the sketching process. This is something that like I said, this story made me think of, and I really like putting things that are a little bit more personal or something that is relatable to more than just myself. Because like I said, I know there's lots of people who've experienced like their parents telling them spooky stories or something like that to kind of just get them to behave right or not to misbehave. So I would love to hear about it, and I want to thank you guys again for tuning into this video, and hope you guys go ahead and enjoy the rest of it, and go ahead and let me know in the comments again what you think. Thanks.